Welcome to Sentinel's update video. Today we're going to continue to talk through our API integrations, our connections within Endtime, how to set up fields utilizing these connections, utilizing the data that you have in connected platforms, and bringing that information into Endtime so that you can utilize it for your operation. In a previous video, we talked through how to set up the initial connection within Endtime. So if you have questions around that, please reference that video on our page. Today, we're going to talk through setting up new fields utilizing these new connections, as well as how to connect and sync existing fields using the connections that you made in Endtime. So once you've connected a Ag Data Platform, API integrated system within Endtime via the Connections tab in Settings, you can then move to the Fields list here. We have the ability to hit this Add field that has been in Endtime previously. This was previously a capability in Endtime. We have to select a farm to use. So for your operation, you might have a farm organization that you want to put this field under. You'd select that from this drop down here. Instead of hitting manual, which is what most of you have probably done in the past to set up a new field, draw a boundary, or upload a shapefile that you might have in another system, we're going to go the import route. When clicking this will populate all the connected systems that you have in Endtime currently. You'll be able to select from those systems here. This will pull in the fields list that exists in that system itself. You can see all of the fields that might be in a connected system, such as case AFS here. If it's already connected to a current field, it'll be highlighted green and you'll be unable to select it. You can then go through and select the field that you want to import for a specific field in your fields list. You can also select multiple fields at once, and this will link all of these fields into Endtime, make a field card for each one of these fields, and pull that boundary information in. So you can set up multiple fields really easily or set them up individually. For the purposes of today, we'll select just these two here to connect. Once you have them selected, all you do is hit Link Fields. That'll refresh the fields list here. And you'll see that if I refresh, those fields have been populated in the list. One thing to note is that the boundary information does take a little bit of time to sync over from the connected system. So if you come into the field itself, the Setup tab, and Field Management, you'll see that the connected platform is pending. So once the boundary information syncs over, this will read active. It does take a few minutes. We don't expect it to take too long, but just be patient when bringing over multiple fields at once, that you ensure that you give it a little bit of time to sync that information over. This is also where we are able to set up existing fields with a new connection. So say I went to one of these fields that was already in Endtime that you already had set up. This could be even fields that you've been working with for the past year or two, already have information on it, et cetera, et cetera. If you come to the Setup tab in the Field Management, you now have the option to connect a platform in here. So you would just hit this plus sign, select the platform that you want to pull information over from. It gives you a similar menu, and you would be able to connect a field to an existing field. The benefit of this is that if you have a field that you've already been working with, all that boundary information is in there. You've already got tracked information on that field. If you connect it to one of your connected platforms via this menu, all operations from I think the past 10 months as well as going forward will sync over. You'll be able to populate that into your field, and then going forward, that connection will be on that field. So new operations that you log, say in John Deere Ops, case AFS, will log over into Endtime. Any changes to boundary information will come over. Any updates to that field will come over pretty seamlessly. So a good practice would be to go through after you've connected a system into Endtime and probably connect those existing fields to fields that you have in those connected systems, just so we can keep all the information up to date as you're tracking it through your day-to-day operation, and make sure that we have the information in Endtime that we need to better assist you in your decision-making process. With that concludes kind of our connections informational videos. I hope you found these helpful. If you have any questions about setting up existing connections with some of the platforms that you work with day to day, or if you need help getting fields connected properly to those systems in end time, please reach out to your Sentinel account manager and they'd be happy to assist you in that process. Once again, I appreciate your time today, and we look forward to the next video.